Okay, so I'm going to just show you quickly how I've weaved in the other ends. So now I've only got those two that's attached. So I thought I would just show you if you want to see how I do it. So you can leave it till the end, and once it's stuffed you can just go in and out your work as you normally would. Or if you do want to get rid of these ends now, you can work into the stitches. So I'll quickly show you with this last tail. I thought if this helps, then I like to try and help where I can. So just go, give it a bit of a pull, go into the stitch next to it and come out 2 across. So you've got 2 there, pull, give it a bit of a pull like that, then go back 1 and come out the one next to it. Like so. So you do that just a few times, give it a bit of a pull, and as you can see, it doesn't look like it's there. So go into 1 back, 1 in front. Pull it nicely, and you just keep doing that. You hold your work nice and loose so you're not catching the other side. So you're only catching this side of your work. Just catching the 2 stitches, wrap, go in 1 more time, let's say, just making sure that tail is nicely weaved in, and now just go back 1 and turn your work, and you pull your needle out from the bottom, so get your fingers in and pull it out, give it a bit of a pull, and then with your needle and just push it back into the work. Or, sorry if I'm not very good on the camera, just push it in, and now it's going to be lost inside. So there we go, sorry about that, that's my crochet hook. So that's just how, and this jaw would open. So now I've weaved in all my ends, so it's nice and tidy, and now we've got our attached, so they won't be in the way now. So I thought I'd just quickly show you that if that helps. Okay, so now we're going to carry on with the pattern. Okay, so now we're doing round 28, and we're not increasing those yellows anymore, but I will show you what we do. So what we're going to do is do round 28 and do exactly the same for round 29, and then I'll show you what to do with stuffing and placing a bit of wire inside at round 30, I mean. So, but for now, round 28, and I'll show you what to do. So I hope that made sense. So round 30 we'll be stuffing the work. So place your stitch marker, and just a heads up, later on we will be moving the starting point to make it easier for the pattern, so it won't stay there all the time, but I'll tell you when we get there. It will make sense. Anyway, so you just place your single crochets until 1 stitch before the yellows now. So keep going. One more there. So there we go, one before the yellows. Then get your purple. What it wants to. Oh, it's got a bit tangled. There we go. So bring it round. I'll do that. There. So now it's round the front. Right, so pull it and bring it forward, and now we're introducing our yellow again. So go into that stitch with your hook, into that purple stitch, like so. Hook that yellow and pull it through nice and gently. Give it a bit of a pull and pull that back a bit so it's a bit more loose, and finish the single crochet, pull that purple tail. So make sure that's out of the way. Right, so now that's 1, and we do 8 8 single crochets. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 into that one. So that's 8. So double check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that yellow one there we will be changing back into our purple. That's just how it works. You'll see as we carry on. So you bring that forward, or back, back, and reintroduce your purple. So, like so, make it nice and loose with your thumb. Go into that yellow stitch on top, yarn over the purple, pull it up, yarn over, finish the stitch, pull that yellow a bit, and finish those stitches off. 1, 2, 3. There. So that was round 28, and we're not increasing our yellows anymore. It will stay like that for the rest of the time. Okay, so hope your work looks like mine. But like I said, the more you do it, the more you get the hang of changing into the yellow and the purple. So that's how it's looking. And you will notice, as you can see, your work kind of twists round, but don't worry, I will show you. It will easily twist to line up, as you can see. So it does start twisting round. It happened with my first Ekans, but when you twist it later on, as I will show you, so don't worry, it will look much better. So don't worry if you start seeing it twisting. It will happen. Okay, so I thought I'd just tell you that. So now that's the end of round 28, and I'll start round 29 with you, and then round 30, well, just before we do round 30, we will add the wire and a bit of stuffing. Right, so now round 29. I thought I'd just cover this round with you again. It's exactly the same as round 28, but I do like to try and help as much as I can. So place your first one, as you would, and place your single crochets. Get more yarn. Right, so there we go. You place your single crochets up until 1 before the yellow stitches. Get the purple and pull it forward, and reintroduce your yellow. So go into that stitch, hook the yellow on, whichever way you're comfortable, pull it gently through. When it's like that, just give it a bit of a pull. Like so. And finish that single crochet off. Pull the purple tail to make it a bit smaller. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just remembering to get that tail. See? You go along and there's that little bit, but we'll be working that in. So just remember to catch that tail. So you keep going. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Just catching that last bit of tail. That's 8 yellows. Bring that back and introduce your purple again. So go into that yellow stitch, that yellow stitch on top. So just to, maybe this might be a nice little note, you keep going round as we've been doing. Whenever you reach that last purple, change to the yellow, do your yellow stitches, and when you've got one yellow on top, change back into the purple, if that helps. You remember when, oh sorry about that, if that helps you remember when to change the colours. So insert your hook, get your purple, make it nice and loose inside, yeah, yarn over, pull it up, give it a bit of a pull inside with your thumb, finish that crochet, pull that yellow tail a bit, and place your last 3 purple stitches, like so. There. So, exactly the same as round 28, but I thought I'll cover that with you again. So that's how your work is looking, like so. So now I'll get my wire and everything, and we will be I'll be showing you how you stuff and wire your Ekans. So I'll be right back. Okay, so what we're going to do, before we do round 30, we will be stuffing and adding our wire to our Ekans so far. So I've cut 4 foot worth of wire, so I'll just follow my pattern, how much wire I put in. If you want to put more to make them a bit more flexible, it's entirely up to you, but I'll just show you how I did mine. So you get your wire. I can't show you exactly all of it, but I'll just show you how you fold it. So what you do is you get about 1 inch worth of wire, so it doesn't have to be perfect. You fold it back on itself, pinch it, then grab the meeting point, so where it's folded there, get another 1 inch worth and fold it back on itself, then fold that. So what you did was get 1 inch, fold it back, and at the meeting point where that touches, get another 1 inch and pull it back. So it looks like that. So fold back and fold back, then wrap a little bit of the wire around the joint, like so. Doesn't have to be perfect, so it looks like that. Okay, so around the main meeting point, like so. So now bend that a little bit and just get that and fold that in. So it's like a little arrow to go inside your Ekans head. So just make sure it's shaped to the size of Ekans. So it's just like that. And then what you're going to do with the rest of the wire is fold the length in half, so it meets there, then half again. So I'll get that and I'll meet you back in just a second. So this is how my wire is looking. I folded it in half, so that's the end. Folded it in half, pinched the end, folded it in half again, and I hooked the hook on the end there just so it stays in place. And give that a good pinch on the end, and you can give it a bit of a twist if you wish. So that is your prepared wire ready to go inside your Ekans. So that's your wire. And now we're going to get our tape. I use floral tape because it's not too sticky, and it's quite nice to work with the floral wire as well. I heard quite a few good reviews, and so far so good for me. So you get some of your floral wire, your tape I mean, and you'll wrap nice and generously round the wire. So what we're going to do is I'll pull some off. You can always add more, so it's nice to work with and you can just rip it. So here's some for now, and what I'm going to do is start on the end here So just grab your tape, let me just move Ekans out of the way, and just start wrapping around, covering all the wire so it doesn't expose, like, come out at all. Sorry, it's a bit hard to do on camera. So just wrap round and pinch as you go. Sorry if you'll hear scraping, it's just the wire on my table. So nice and generously fold and pinch as you go. You can always grab some more tape if you wish. Sorry if I'm not very good on the camera, it is very hard to do so. Right, sorry about that, I had to pause because it was so hard to do on the camera. So I just kept going round and round the joint, round the other side, and you just keep pinching it to make it all stick. And then now again, just gently unravel as you go, pinch, and you just keep doing that. And you can feel it's sticky, but it's not over sticky. I think that's why, like, origami makers or designers like to use this when they use wire inside their projects. So I'll keep doing that and I'll meet you in a second. So just keep overlapping it and pinch as you go. So this is how it's looking so far, like so. So I'll finish this length and I'll meet you back in a second. Okay, so this is how my wire is looking, like an arrow. Don't cover the end because we'll be adding more wire to it later and you hook it on to that hoop, well, the two hoops there. So don't cover it all the way, so stop about an inch or two before you reach it, because when we reattach some more wire later, then just wrap the tape around the joint. So have a nice little double hoop there. Just wrap and pinch all along, just like that. So this is how my wire is looking. So just remember, an inch, fold back, round, wrap round, and then fold the rest of the wire in half and half again. And it was about 4 foot long I cut for my wire. And you can use more if you wish to make it more flexible, or just keep it like I have. And he is quite flexible as he is. So now I'll just show you how you stuff and put the wire in, and I'll meet you in a second. Okay, so I've got some stuffing and my wire. So what we're going to do is puff him out a bit, get those tails out of the way, and what you're going to do is stuff only the tip of him, so his nose, only stuff his nose at the moment. So I'll just do that. So just get that, and I'll get my, so just put that little bit of stuffing, not all of that, just a little bit, and I'll get my pencil and push it all the way to his nose. So just keep pushing, and if you want more, grab some more, and I think I will. Just make sure all the stuffing's in his nose. Tiny bit more. So just grab until you only stuff his nose so far. So just plonk that in, and then get your pencil or whatever you wish to stuff. Just go all around so it moves the stuffing like so. Okay, so I've stuffed up until where his eyes will roughly go, so they'll roughly go there. So that's where I've stopped stuffing. So he's got a nice bit of stuffing in his nose. So now with your arrow, just push it in and insert your wire. Push those stitch markers out the way and insert your arrow and push it all the way in until it goes up to where the stuffing is. So you'll be able to feel it inside. So the arrows inside there. Just like so. Just make sure it's fully in. You can feel it. Just like so. So just like that. And now keep the wire up. So it's kind of like his spine. And then it stays away from those purple tails inside. Sorry, you can't really see. Like so, there's his purple. So the way I think of it is keep the wire to the top and you'll be able to stuff nice and easy as well. Oh yeah, you can see inside a bit. So that's a wire. So now get the rest of your stuffing. Only little bits at a time. And just plonk that in. I like using my pencil. And gently push. Just nice and even all the way. So just keep pushing until it's right up, and stuff it as much as you want, as firm or as soft, and get more, and fill it up till a certain point so it's easier to work without the stuffing getting in the way. I know the wire's sticking out, but now you can work around the wire and we'll attach more later. So just keep stuff until you feel it firms up a bit, and get some more. So I'll keep doing this and I'll meet you back once I've stuffed it. Okay, so I've stuffed my work to as much as I want. So if I just show you, if I get my lamp down a bit, there we go, I'll tilt it there. Just like so, so you can just carry on working in your stitches without the stuffing getting in the way. So that's that. So that's as much as I'll stuff for now. Oh, and you can see the purple tails. So that's why I keep the wire around the back. Oh, it's to the side now, but as long as you try and keep it away from there. So as you stuff, you won't catch the tails. So that's how you stuff and place the wire. So you can feel it inside, and I've got it so firm. So this is how my work is looking. So it's taking a bit more shape now. So the eyes will go roughly here, there and there. He has like a black stripe there, and his nostrils go there, and that's his mouth. So he is looking good so far, quite happy so far. And just make it nice and even, the stuffing. And there is a bit of wire exposed, so we work around that now, and later on we'll attach more wire. So like I said, make sure you don't tape over that, because that's how we attach more wire on later. So that's how you stuff it and place the wire. And now I can't even say my words, we will be working round 30 now. Okay, right then, so now we're going to do round 30. I'll see if I can show you on camera. So, flip him over. Right, let me just get comfortable. Oh, nearly knocking over my camera. Right, so remove that pink marker and place my hook inside. I might bend that as I show you because it will probably hit the camera. We'll see how we go. So just hold your work whichever way you're comfortable, but I'll just try and show you on the camera. So move that one and place your first single crochet like so. If I try and get it as close to the camera as I can. So if I do that, and I might bend it just so I can show you what I'm doing. Okay, so what I'm going to do, actually that doesn't help. Ignore what I just did. And if that does unravel, just keep pinching it and it'll stick. So as we've been doing in round 28 and 29, exactly the same, but now I'll try and show you how you work around that wire. Oh, So just keep placing your purple single crochets without that coming, I'll pull that out, without it getting undone. Try and catch all those threads as well. Sorry about that. So keep going. Hope I'm okay on the camera. So just like so. Then I've got 2 more stitches before you reach that last purple stitch, like so. So just like we were doing for round 28 and 29, I've got 1 purple left. Then you get the purple tail, and if you want, hook it over your wire, at least it'll stay out of the way then. Then get your yellow and introduce that back. So go into that purple stitch, like so, like that, and reattach your, well, just pull your yellow through. We're not reattaching because it's still attached. So pull, give it a bit of a pull to loosen it, and finish that single crochet. Just remember to keep pulling those tails so it's not so loose. So that's your first yellow because we've attached it. So that's 1. Then go into the next one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 stitches including that first one, because that's where you introduce the yellow. So that's 8. Push that tail back and bring that over and reintroduce the purple. So again into that yellow stitch, because that's the top of the purple stitch. So we're going to introduce the purple now. So you bring it back, go into that yellow stitch, yarn over, pull up, and finish that single crochet, pull the yellow tail to tighten it a bit, and then go into those last 3 stitches. Okay, so just like that. So you're doing exactly the same as what we did in round 28 and 29, but now you'll be working around that wire. Okay, so that's round 30, and now you do exactly the same up until round 40. So do exactly that. So once you reach that last purple, so you see that top, the purple V, let me just rotate, pull it out. So you do your purple crochets up until you reach that last purple V there. Change into your yellow by putting your hook in, pulling the yellow through, and finishing that single crochet. So that's your first yellow stitch. I know it's purple on top, but it does make sense because it makes the belly nice. So you go in with the hook, get the yellow, pull it up, single crochet, then count your next 7. Then you'll be changing back to the purple in this yellow, the top of the yellow V there. So that's where you will be putting in your hook again, introducing the purple, finish that single crochet, and then place your last single crochets in, like so. So you keep doing that until you reach the end of round 40, where I'll meet you when I'm just about to finish my round 40. So you keep doing that. So that was round 30 that we just did together. So you've got 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. So you've got 10 rounds to do on your own, and I'll meet you at the end of round 40. So I will see you in a minute. Right, hello everyone. This is how my work is looking at the end of round 40. So we're just adding length to our Ekans, and as you can see, like I mentioned earlier, he does twist as we're going, but don't worry, at the end of the project you just twist him straight, so don't worry, we will amend that at the end of the project. So he will carry on twisting round, but it's not a problem, because that's what happened to my other Ekans and he turned out fine. Right, so I hope your work looks similar. So as you can see, the belly is lovely and straight. With that, unfortunately, that is just part of this pattern where you can see the yellow. But if you don't acknowledge that, it's nice and straight without those little yellow specks. It's the same as on the other side. So this is how my work is looking, and I hope yours looks similar. So now we'll be moving on to round 41. Right, so round 41, and what we're going to be doing is introducing the black yarn now, because if I get my other Ekans quick, like so, we've made up to here, and now he has his black stripes, so we're going to be doing that part now. So I'll just move him back. So what we're going to do is start as normal. Where's my crochet hook? There. So what we're going to do is take that out, get the tail up and around like so. Oh, and I did put that because I didn't want to unravel. Yeah. Right, so you take that stitch marker out, and don't worry about putting it back in, because like I said earlier, we're changing the starting point in a minute. It's just there where we're about to change into our black yarn. So we will be moving it, so don't put the stitch marker back in, because it'll just make it easier as we go. So just place your purple stitches in, like we've been doing. I hope you've got the hang of it now with that wire. Once you've got it, it's fine. It's not too difficult. Just hold it whichever way you're comfortable. So keep going. Until you reach that one stitch before the yellow, the purple V on top, like that. Now I've got one left. Drop that purple back as we've been doing, next to the wire, out the way. Introduce the yellow again, insert your hook into that purple V, yarn over, pull through, pull up a bit and give that tail a bit more room, and wrap, finish that, stitch into single crochet, pull that purple tail like so, and place another 7 stitches. Sorry if it's not very clear on the camera. Like I said, just hold it whichever way you're comfortable. Sorry about that. That's my phone. Right, until you get to that one yellow V. So just like so. So now it's a little bit different. So you get to that yellow V, and instead of introducing that purple again, we will be adding our black now. Okay, so what we're going to do is drop that back, insert your hook into that yellow V, introduce your black, wrap it round, or whichever way you're comfortable. Like me, I like going round, pull it up and finish it. So that's your first single crochet. Place the stitch marker in the next stitch to the left, not in the one that I've done. You finish the round on the colour change. So insert your stitch marker into that purple stitch from the previous round, so that will just mark that that's the start of the round. It just makes it easier to move the starting position for the rest of the project. So that was the end of round 41, so now we'll be moving on to round 42. So to recap, at the end of round 41 you change into the black yarn in the last stitch. You have your black, and you're going to keep placing that until you reach that single purple V. So we're going to reach there and change into our yellow. So this is round 42, and you just place your single crochets as you was, but in black now. So keep going round and I'll meet you at that purple V. Okay, so I've put all my black stitches in, and now we are going to cut that the black. Because we're not using the black as much as the yellow and the purple, we're going to cut them, and they're not going to be too many tails to weave in. So get your scissors and cut and leave a bit of a tail, and we can just keep that black ball or set it aside. Try and get that tail out the way so it doesn't get tangled. There we go. So there we go, and then we're going to introduce our yellow as we've been doing. Drop that back, get that round and introduce it again like you would. So insert into that purple V and attach it like we've been doing, pull it up and loosen it, insert, and ooh, I keep losing that one. There we go, and pull that black tail and place your 7 more crochets, 7 more yellow ones. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. There we go. So that's the only difference, is now we've added our black stripe and we'll be going into our purple again. So that's the only difference, but like so, you've got 2 black tails and we can weave them in later, because if you see my complete Ekans, he's only got 6 black stripes, so you don't use the black very often. So that's why we just cut them and we'll weave in the tails later. So now, as you can see, that's our new starting point. So it's just where the yellow meets the black or the purple. So it just makes it nice and easy to follow. So there we go. So that's how my work is looking at the end of round 42. Right, so round 43. And what we'll be doing is exactly the same as what we were doing previously with just the purple. Is we will be placing our purple stitches in each stitch, then change into our 8 yellow stitches, and then we'll stop there at the new beginning of the round. So I'll just make a start with you. So this will be for round 43, 44, 45 and 46. So you're doing 4 rounds of this, of just what we were doing all along that bit. So I'll just make a start with you. So bring that yellow forward, get your purple, wrap it round and attach it, or reintroduce it more like. It's getting harder to hold with Ekans, plus later on when he's much more longer. But we'll have to cross that when we get there. So go into that yellow V, make your single crochet, and get that stitch marker. So we've introduced that purple again. Now you go into those black stitches. So like so, you should still have 20 stitches. It doesn't grow any thicker or thinner as we go until right near the end when we're just about to do his rattle, but that's not for a while yet. So just make sure you've still got 20 stitches. So I'll do this round with you, and then I'll leave you to do the other rounds on your own. Well, up until the end of round 46. So, nice and easy as we've been doing. And it is getting dark outside as well, so I'll put the main light on in a minute. So, that's that. Then we've got that black V now, and you drop that the purple one back, and bring that yellow one back in. And don't mind that black tail. We'll weave that in later. Or weave it in whenever you wish. So now, go into that black V, get your yellow tail, and pull it up, like so, like we've been doing. Give it a bit of loose, maybe not too loose, yarn, and finish that stitch, the single crochet. Get that purple wherever I find it, through a tighten, and carry on. So that was your first yellow stitch, well, up until the end of the round now. So it's just much more easier to keep track of when you change your colours. I just thought it would make it easier to follow by moving that starting point. And in that one. And that's it. Oh, sorry if I was a bit wonky there. So there we go. So if I just pull that out. So there we go. So now he's got his black stripe. Now we're on to the purple. Place your yellow stitches up until that starting point, like so. So all you're doing is repeating what we were doing in this section. So you come along doing your purple stitches, your single crochets, up until that purple V there. Then you change into a yellow and finish the stitch, so that's your first yellow stitch. Do another 7, then into that yellow V there, we will be changing into our purple in this stitch here, and that will be the end of the round. So I hope it isn't confusing. You do your purples up until that purple V, change to yellow, finish the round, that's that stitch just before, and we finish the round in the new colour, which could be purple or black. But we will be carrying on using the purple. So that was round 43. So now you're going to do 44, 45 and 46 on your own, and I'll meet you at the end of round 46. Right, so this is how my work is looking at the end of round 47. So we're just adding more of a purple section next to the black stripe. Now we're going to be adding another black stripe and then another purple section. So this is how it's looking. So if you want to rewind the video and I'll show you how you do the black stripe, go back to around 42 and then
43.
Be when you change back to the purple. So what I'll do is I'll meet you back at the end of round 48.
So please rewind back to round 42 and 43
to introduce the black and then go back to the purple. So I'll just meet you back in a bit. So you were changing from the purple to the black, then back to the purple. So round
48 and 49 was the same as round 42 and 43.
So I hope that this is how your work is looking. So that's all you was doing, was replacing the purple with the black and the black with the purple. And you'll have these tails, which we'll be weaving in a second. And then we're going to stuff our work now as well. So what I'm going to do is I'll weave these ends in and stuff if you want to as well. And then we'll be attaching more wire as well. So I'm just going to weave in and stuff my work. So I'll be right back.